Thank you. The name's Dan, Mystery Dan, and I call this piece Neo-Nazi Love. I'm not proud to admit this, but I once had a crush on a neo-Nazi. In my defense, I was only 18 at the time and drinking a lot because I was still in the closet. It was love at first sight. We met at the psych ward. His name was Frederick, but he went by Friedrich because he thought it sounded more Aryan. I'd always hated Nazis before, but this one had an ass that just screamed master race. You should have seen him in his tight lederhosen. Buns of steel. That's where all the goose stepping pays off. He was in on a 72-hour psych watch. They said he tried to hang himself. He tells me it was just an autoerotic thing. I don't know which, but the fact that he's telling me how he gets his rocks off has got my hopes up. So when he invited me to one of his neo-Nazi meetings, my heart went all pity-pat. I didn't see the harm. It was 1976. We didn't have the internet back then. Back then, hate was a hard sell. I was so in love, I actually read the copy of Mein Kampf Friedrich gave me to study for the meeting. For those of you unfamiliar, Mein Kampf, or My Struggle, was Adolf Hitler's manifesto and his crime against literature. Verbose and repetitive, my struggle was to slog through the damn thing. But slog through it I did, for I had dreams of whispering sweet nationalistic social nothings into mein Lieb's ear. So I get to the meeting, and it's at this bar called Georgette's. And the bar is owned by this old transvestite dude named Georgette. And this Georgette is a dead ringer for Hermann Goering. Big fat fuck wearing swastikas and a dress. And he introduces me to the rest of the Reich, which is just two other old poofters and Friedrich. Of course, Friedrich was der Fuhrer, and everybody had pathetic titles. Of course, Georgette was Luftwaffe Reichsmarschall on looks alone. The party treasurer was a grocery clerk, and the minister of propaganda was some old dude with a paper delivery route. So they start the meeting, and I could swear I was back at a psych ward group therapy session. Only rather than blaming everything on mommy and daddy, they're blaming the Jews and non-white people. And the whole meeting, everybody was just trying to kiss Friedrich's wunderbar ass. I mean, the hatred was so forced. I mean, like any of these old poofters would ever turn down circumcised dick. I thought I was at a racist improv class. I think the low point of the meeting was when the Minister of Propaganda declared that the greatest Nazi film of all time was The Eternal Jew, with its depiction of Jews as rats. But Friedrich corrected him and informed him that you couldn't really understand the international Jewish conspiracy until you've seen Jew Pig. And the whole while I'm thinking to myself, Leni Riefenstahl's Triumph of the Will. Duh. You know, I came to find out that Mein Kampf is just like the Bible. Everybody says they've read it, but nobody has. Not one person in this meeting knew what the hell Lebensraum was. Hitler must have used the term 1,000 times in Mein Kampf, and not one of them knew it. Clearly, I was the only one who had done my work. That's the problem with today's neo-Nazis. They lack the will. So anyway, all of a sudden, into the meeting burst this humongous 6'2", 250-pound biker. He is pissed and he is looking for Friedrich. Seems this dude had just been paroled for voluntary manslaughter. And while he was in the pokey, his wife had been making Friedrich her fuckboy. And now he wants his Frau back. Well, he beat Friedrich so badly that, well, Frederick was never going to be pretty again. I lost all interest in National Socialism after that. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of shallow. Cut. Can we do another take on that?